Up, up, up.
Show.
great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minet's North Hill.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics. Vibeto Orthodontics is a certified Invisalign provider. Invisalign fits your budget and your lifestyle. Braces for children, teens, and adults with affordable monthly payments. Schedule your complimentary consultation and exam by logging on to VibetoOrthodontics.com or by calling 701-839-6010.
Great smiles come from Vibeto Orthodontics.
This has been a presentation of the PSP Network. Thank you for joining us for the Scotty K Show. Make sure to like and follow the PSP Network on all social media platforms. PSP Network, it's game day.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Spicy Pie here on this Wednesday night, the first Wednesday of October. It's state tournament time in the Magic City this week as we will host the state tennis tournament coming up. We'll talk about that in a bit. Also, the state boys soccer tournament going on in West Fargo starting tomorrow, and all kinds of, not playoff football yet, but we have a lot of games being played over the next couple of nights or weeks as we get closer to the playoffs. A lot of games this weekend that have playoff implications, and we'll talk about some of those a little bit later. We want to invite you to the Spicy Pie. We're back after a one-week hiatus because of the Hustfest last week. We weren't open here at the Spicy Pie, but we'll be back here each and every Wednesday all the way through the month of March. I want to tell you that the October Pizza of the Month, yeah, they're just calling it just winging it. You get 3 simple ingredients: boneless chicken wings, mozzarella cheese, and any sauce of your choosing. And remember, brand new TVs up here at the Pie. Great place to watch the game. Again, thank you for joining us tonight. And again, as I mentioned, it's state tournament time in the Magic City, and not just in the Magic City, but in the state of North Dakota. As we get ready for a couple of state tournaments, again, the state soccer tournament, we'll talk about that in a little bit. We had a chance to sit down with Chad Oswald, one of the co-coaches for the Magicians. They go in as the number 1 seed tomorrow, and we'll hear his interview in a little bit later. But right off the bat, Scott DeLorme will join me too. The head boys coach at Minot High. His tennis team will go in as the number 1 seed tomorrow. But joining me right now is the activities director, athletic director at Minot High, and also the tournament manager for the state tennis tournament that comes up starting tomorrow here in the Magic City. Mitch Lundy. Mitch, thanks a lot for joining me today. And I tell you what, it's a great time of year. I mean, anytime you get the state tournament start and that sort of thing, and I know you love hosting state tournaments, and you get to do one tomorrow.
Right. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't know if you took in the Hustfest or not. And
I took in one day.
Had some Lutefisk and
yeah.
some, talked to Ole and Lena. But no, I'm kind of, they term me as the manager, but our coaching staff, Scott DeLorme and Mr. Sheeler, Tom Sheeler, and Peyton Huss, they're the managers. They get after it. They make sure that everything is up to snuff, and I count on them. A great deal. They're the go-to guys. So I get the tournament manager name or nickname, I guess. But
right,
those guys need to have them.
And Mitch, I got to ask you the question because coming into the school year, you weren't going to have the state tournament. It was supposed to be in Grand Forks, but because of some things that happened, it got moved here. And the one thing that you talked about, because you had the West Region here last week, was we just got to stay away from weather. And for the most part, we're going to stay away from it. It's going to get a little cool, and you had to make some adjustments. But you're going to get it all done, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, obviously right now right now in Minot, our outdoor courts are just outstanding. Probably the best in my opinion in the Midwest. 3-state area, but anyway, if we can stay outside, it makes for everybody's life to be a lot easier. The play and the teams are everybody's able to watch everybody and move in a timely manner. So obviously it's going to be we're going to start a little bit. You're probably going to mention that, but we're starting a little bit. We're going to move it back an hour just because we've had 2 beautiful days here the last 2 days, and temp's supposed to drop drastically tonight, but so we're going to start, let the sun come out and warm things up. But we look forward to hosting it, and just a lot of different things the community has stepped up to make this an event that's going to be pretty special for the boys.
Yeah, you kind of moved it back. 11 o'clock starts for the quarterfinals tomorrow. Just to let people know what they do with the state tennis tournament, we have individual tournament, singles and doubles. We also have the team tournament. The team tournament is all tomorrow. They'll play the quarterfinals, the consolation semis, and then all the place games tomorrow, and then the individual will go on Friday and Saturday. And you had to make a couple of adjustments. You're going to move some matches indoors tomorrow, but you're also going to try to play some outdoor stuff tomorrow.
Right. I mean, it's just it's a better fit for us to again, time is everything when you dealing with outdoor weather. So we want to be able to get everybody in, and we'll have some matches going on up at the Cameron Indoor, which we appreciate. Again, with the Park District helping us out, and then all the tennis matches down at Hammond, which will be just a great place to host it and to watch. I mean, tomorrow you may need to wear a sweatshirt a little bit right away, but again, we expect it to be late, about 12:30, 1 o'clock to be in that 50, 55 degree. And that's, nowadays still that's pretty nice for us. So it should be good.
And the one thing that you told me going into the West Region tournament last week, yeah, we can deal with temperatures, but what we can't deal with is the rain. And we have no rain in the forecast. I know you're happy about that, Mr. Lundy.
Some years we're looking at snow on this time, so Lord forbid. But, yeah, it's the wind actually just picked up. I'm starting to sound like too tall Tom Smansky right now, but the wind picked up. But we're excited to host it.
Right.
I mean, those guys have done a lot of work on the community, the tennis community in Minot. Got a lot of little gifts for the players and the coaches, and the food that we're going to be able to serve to the kids and coaches, and donated by a lot of people in the community. So we're really looking forward to showing off the facilities, and a lot of people don't know what happened. Chris Stapleton has a concert in Grand Forks, and it caused all the hotel rooms to be about $500 each night. So when you try to get 6 hotel rooms for 4 nights for the kids, it makes it pretty spendy. So we all buy a Chris Stapleton record or CD or download it, because he's helping us host a tournament this week.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what's going to happen tomorrow, and let me bring it up here. I lost it on my phone, but you got quarterfinals that will start at 11 o'clock tomorrow. You're going to play 2 inside, and you're going to play 2 outside. At 11 o'clock tomorrow, quarterfinals, you got Grand Forks, Red River, and Mandan at the Cameron Indoor, and also Legacy and Cheyenne at Hammond Park.
Yep, there's 3 outdoors.
Okay, you're only using the indoor for 1 quarterfinal tomorrow.
Yep, there's four things. So there's the first match is at Red River and Mandan, I think it is.
And that'll be at Cameron, and the rest of them will be at Hammond.
Yep.
Starting at 11 o'clock.
Yep.
Again, Grand Forks, Red River, and Mandan at the Cameron at 11. The other 11 o'clocks are Legacy against West Fargo Cheyenne, then Minot High, the number 1 seed from the West against Fargo Davies, and Fargo South against Century. You will play one of the semifinals at Cameron tomorrow, but it looks like everything else is going to be the championship
in the finals
at the Cameron. But I'm thinking that by Friday, when you get into the individual, that you can go wall-to-wall at Hammond Park for Friday, Saturday.
Right. Again, the weather looks great for Friday, and then Saturday it's 70 degrees, so it's going to be outstanding there.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about this tournament. Your tennis team has had a pretty good run.
Yeah,
And I'm going to talk to Scotty. He just walked in now, but I'll talk to him. But I tell you what, this weekend you got your number one seed tennis team here, and you got a soccer team that's going to West Fargo to be the number one seed. Boy, as an activities director, you got to just be excited about what you're seeing happening in some of your sports.
right. I mean, everybody's getting after it. I think, just like anything, we want our kids to compete, and that's what they've done. The soccer's had an outstanding year. We have new leadership with Chad Oswald and Jordan Foley, and they brought home the regular season title and the postseason title, and so we're happy for them. They are excited to head down to state, and I think they play Red River, who they played before, and they've snuck out a win earlier this year. So you never know, and hopefully they play good soccer. And the East has always been a little faster, I think, than us, which is kind of happens. Not just us, the whole West, but so hopefully we played some matches against them, and we can adjust to their speed.
And we'd be remiss not to mention that, we'd have these two state tournaments going on, but you just finished up a state tournament in Jamestown. Yep. The girls golf team from Minot High ended up tied for 7th in the team total with a 699 with Wahpeton, and yet a couple of girls finished in the top 25. So another good year for them.
Well, and with golf, I mean, we had the introduction of the Minot North Sentinels. So
you bet
we had 2 kids that qualified for state there, and
so you had 2 individuals from North.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. So it's one of those things we're excited. I mean, that's probably the one main thing that. We could talk football and volleyball and swimming and tennis and soccer and cross country. I think I've got them all covered. But it's been exciting with starting with with some freshman teams from North that have with volleyball and freshman football with North, and it's an adjustment for all. But so far everybody's 98% of the people I've talked to have been very positive about it. And excited for what's going to take place.
Well, I tell you what, I heard a lot of good things, and I didn't get a chance to get up to Dwayne Carlson Stadium last week. But last Thursday, your 2 freshman teams, North against Minot High, I heard it was a pretty exciting atmosphere up there.
Well, it's how's the best way to say it? It's going to take a while for North. I mean, there's no other way to say it. They have 25 football players, and Minot High has 110 football players. So it's going to be different. Obviously the cheering 98% of the people in this, probably 99% of the people in this town are, either Bishop Ryan or Minot High fans,
right?
Redeemers.
Yep.
And now we're adding North, so we're just going to start going from 1% to 3% to 5% to 10, hopefully, and then eventually it'll be 50-50. So it's going to take some time, but I look forward to. I mean, what I don't think people realize is just right now we're still in the honeymoon stage of the rivalry. I mean, people don't understand I don't think what's going to happen once it becomes full-fledged varsities banging against each other in football and all the sports. That will to win and all that will take over, and there won't be much love lost, I don't think, between the 2 teams.
Hey, Mitch, again, and I'd be remiss not to say I understand that was one heck of a frickin' match last night at Magic City campus with Minot High and Century in volleyball, and you know how good Century's been over the years.
Yeah, well, obviously Century's just the benchmark, the standard where you go. They just have super athletes, girls that compete and get after it. And our girls are, we're young, I think, and we compete and we won some matches won a set against them. We're right in there a couple other times, 25-23, and. I think that just like anything with a young team, I think, and a new coach, they're kind of learning each other's system. We've had some great performances, and trust me, as a dad, we've had some performances that 2 minutes after the match was over, I said, "Oh, I'm not going to remember that one." We're moving on. So, I think the volleyball girls are doing well. Let me talk to the cross country. The girls cross country is ranked right up there in that 2-3 spot in the state, and had some for the girls. Carla's done an outstanding job as always, and
a bounce back year for Chauncey and the football team.
Right, and I think Chauncey and the football team exactly. Nobody's scared. They're not wanting to see us in the draw. I think we've shown that we can compete, and our kids are very quick and they, again, I keep using the word compete, but they get after it.
Oh, I bet you.
And,
yeah, you bet you they do.
We don't have any gigantic type kids, but they'll hit you in the mouth, and they'll stand back up and say, "Let's bring it again next play." So, all the sports, and then then we go back to swimming. Swim and dive had a heck of a meet against the perennial favorite.
Great fall, hasn't it been?
Yeah. So. Good things are happening. We fixed the parking situation at Magic City, and we'll be good to go. But
right now it looks like it's kind of a mess. But I understand that.
So we're putting in got a new auxiliary gym, which we're excited about. Once it's, again, just like anything, when we do work with construction, you look at the end product and not what's going on right now. So it's I'm sure it's very frustrating for a lot of people right now, but the end product's going to be outstanding.
Hey, Mitch, thanks a lot for stopping up. Good luck with the state tennis tournament. We're going to talk to Scotty DeLorme here in a bit. Good luck to your soccer team, and best of luck to everybody in the fall sports. And, hey, we're not that far from playing a little round ball.
Nope, and thanks again to not only you but PSP, for what they do to promote our kids. So it's always good we have a lot of people that tune in and count on it. So
all right,
appreciate PSP.
Hey, thanks a lot. That's Mitch Lindy, the activities director at Minot High, also tournament manager for the state tennis tournament. Again, comes up tomorrow. First round at the Cameron Indoor. We'll have one quarterfinal game at 11 o'clock tomorrow, Grand Forks, Red River, and Mandan. The rest will be at Hammond. Be Legacy against Cheyenne. Minot High and Fargo Davies, Fargo South and Bismarck Century. We will, and then we'll have the consolation semifinals in the afternoon, title game at the Cameron about 5:30 tomorrow night. When we come back here in the Scotty K Show, we'll talk to the head boys tennis coach from Minot High. That's Scott DeLorme. We'll do that when we come back on the Scotty K Show, live here from the Spicy Pie.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for just $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out. If you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports team, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine in or carry out and kid-friendly, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
The magic of what we do really comes down to combining different aspects of patient care. Here at Premier Chiropractic, we love combining soft tissue work, the adjustment, and exercises together. We found that this gets the best results for our patients. We have 3 chiropractors to fit the needs of the entire family, a rehab area for our exercises and equipment, for any athlete to improve performance. Give us a call and we will get you back to doing what you love.
Welcome back here to the Scotty K Show, live for the Spicy Pie here on this Wednesday night, about 20 minutes after 6. Do want to let you know we still have a soccer interview that we'll have. Chad Oswalt and the Magician soccer team on their way to West Fargo for the state tournament, which starts tomorrow. We had a chance to sit down with Chad yesterday, and we'll hear that a little bit later. Also, Mike Aldridge, the head football coach at Minot State, will join me later, and Lane Fleur, the head coach of the West Hope Newburgh Glenburn Sioux. A big game for them on Friday night as they will play host to St. John. Both teams have already clinched a playoff berth, but that will be for the Region 7 championship, or the Region 7 championship, and also the top seed. But joining me now, we're going to stay with tennis. The state tennis tournament, as you probably well aware of now after talking with Mitch Lundy, comes up here in the Magic City starting tomorrow. Have made a couple of adjustments for what's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to play one quarterfinal at Cameron because of the cold temperatures tomorrow morning. Grand Forks, Red River, and Mandan will play at the Cameron Indoor tomorrow at 11. The other 11 o'clock games will be at Hammond Park. That's Legacy against Cheyenne, Minot High against Fargo Davies, and Fargo South against Century. We'll have one semifinal at Cameron tomorrow afternoon, and the championship also at Cameron. Everything else will be played at Hammond. With me now, the head boys coach at Minot High, Scott. Did I get that right, Scott Delorme?
You nailed it, I think. that was pretty impressive with all the changes we've had to make here in the last couple of days.
Hey, I know Mitch talked to me before the West Region tennis tournament, and the state kind of fell in your guys' lap because of some things that went on in Grand Forks and that sort of thing. He told me last week, he says, all I want to do is get through 2 weekends with no serious weather conditions, no rain, no snow. For the most part, he's going to get through it. It's going to be cool tomorrow, and you've made some adjustments. But it looks like Friday, Saturday, you're going to be able to do most of your stuff outside.
Yeah, that's exactly right. We're going to luck out with 5 of the 6 days. Look to be about perfect tennis weather. Tomorrow is going to be a little bit chilly, but it's North Dakota tennis. It's in October. It's kind of what we expect this time of year. A couple years ago, we drove to Grand Forks in a blizzard. We don't have that coming as far as we know. So it's going to be a great atmosphere. We're excited to show off our tennis facility. We've made a lot of great improvements just in the last week since the regional tournament last week. And I think we'll be able to put on a pretty good show for the rest of the state.
Well, you know, I saw some Park District guys down there the other day doing some things on some of the buildings and that sort of thing. And Mitch says, you know what, arguably, maybe I'm biased, but one of the best tennis facilities in the upper Midwest, he thinks.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think you're biased. I think it's a fact. We've been to a lot of them, Minnesota, South Dakota, Wisconsin, for summer events, and it's as good as you're going to find for an outdoor facility. We got viewing on every court. We have the lower fences for our 2 stadium courts, we like to call them. It is a premier tennis center that we're continuing to make better and better. And I truly think the East is going to walk away here thinking there's some tennis facilities out in Minot, North Dakota, and we want to come back.
Hey, let's talk about your tennis team. Undefeated in the West this year, 6-0, 17-2 overall. You're only 2 losses is to Cheyenne out of the East and to the team you play tomorrow, Davies. Another great year, 2nd straight WDA title, but I know there might be a little bit of a sour taste in the mouth of Coach Delorme and your assistants and your kids, because you thought maybe you might play for a state championship last year and didn't get the opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. The last couple of years, we've had a team that we thought could get on the right side of the draw, and we've just struggled in that first round for whatever reason. But maybe I shouldn't say whatever reason. The East is just really good at tennis. It's as simple as that. But we really like our matchup with a very, very good Fargo Davies team. As you mentioned, we lost 5-4 to them early on in the year. We played that weekend without a number one player who was homesick. So we think it's a good matchup for us, but we know we're going to have to play some of our best tennis of the year. The East has just been a powerhouse on the boys' side of things. The girls' side is kind of flipped right now, but the East still has the hold on the boys. And we want to find a way to get one or two West teams on that semifinal side of the draw and give ourselves a chance.
You know, Scott, you talk about you got beat 5-4 by Davies earlier in the year, but the format in the state tournament is a five matches, so it's a 5 against 0, whatever. Tell me a little bit about your team, because during the course of a season, you probably put a kid here, and then you put a kid here, and then you put a kid here, and you put a kid here. Now when you go to the state tournament, now you're trying to match up your best singles against their best singles and your best doubles against their best doubles.
Yeah, it's really a crapshoot. We're one of the few sports that just completely changed our format come tournament time. It ultimately comes down to the time. That's the biggest reason we do it. But the 3 singles, 2 doubles format, it favors the teams who have strong singles players at the top. And that's maybe been one issue where we've just kind of lagged behind the last couple of years. We have 7 very good players. The East has those 1 or 2 players who are the top players in the state. But we think we maybe flipped that switch a little bit. Hunter Rice, our number 1 player, has had a heck of a year. Battled a little bit of a shoulder injury last year. Or last week. We think that's doing better. Grayson Schaefer, Aiden Deal. They battled with some of the top players in the state. So unlike years past where we were probably down 1-0, 2-0 before we took the court, this year we don't feel that way. We think we have 5 matches we can win when we get to this 3-2 format, and it's going to give us a whole new perspective going into tomorrow.
How important is it to be playing the state tournament here at home?
It's pretty
it's
cool.
Huge. I know
it's pretty cool. It's kind of one of those things that's been in Grand Forks for the umpteen number of years, and they have a nice 6 indoor, 6 outdoor. But we told our guys this is a once in a lifetime thing. Most of our kids will never get this chance again. It just kind of fell into our hands. We were happy to take it, and I hope our kids enjoy it. Not only do we want to play good tennis, but we want to put on an event that they'll remember. I think that's what the state tournament should be. Win or lose, it's an event they should remember for the rest of their lives, and that's our ultimate goal here.
Scott, I know that tennis comes out, sometimes say it's an individual sport like golf or wrestling or whatever, but it's still a team sport, and you're playing as a team tomorrow. And you talked about it earlier, about not getting over that hump last year in the quarterfinals. What do you tell those 7 kids that are going to play tomorrow? What do you say to them at the beginning of the day?
It's just another opportunity. Most of these kids are in their 3rd, 4th year of varsity tennis for us. They've been at the state tournament. We have 4 or 5 seniors in our top 7 actually right now. So we have experience. We have a lot of experience.
So you don't really have to tell them a lot.
We don't have to tell them a whole lot. We got and the 2 that aren't. Grayson Schaefer just won a state basketball title. Aiden Deal's had a heck of a hockey season. They're competitors. They're athletes. And I guarantee tomorrow morning, come 10:30 a.m. when we take the court, they will have a fire in them that we probably haven't seen all year, and we'll be ready to go.
Hey, they might need a fire tomorrow.
That's exactly right. Get the fireplace going.
Hey, I'll tell you what, I think it's just great that Money gets to showcase their facilities here and showcase a pretty darn good tennis team. And I just get the feeling from you feeling really good about this weekend and what might happen.
Yeah, I think so. We had a great West Region tournament. Came up a little short in the championship matches, but we lost to teams. We took 2nd in singles, 2nd in doubles, but the teams that won it are as good as anybody in the state. And we battled with them, and it's just kind of one of those things that on any given day, we have a squad that we know can play with any team out there. We've proven it. We've gone out east. We've won out east. I know our 2 losses are out to Davies and Cheyenne. But we've also got wins over Valley City, Fargo South, who we could see at some point in the tournament, Fargo North. So we've been out there. We think we're battle tested. We're ready to go.
You know, I got to ask you this question because over the years, hockey's been dominated by the East. Tennis has been dominated with the good teams that Red River had for years and years and years in Central, and the same thing kind of in soccer too. Are we seeing a changing of the guard a little bit where in your sport the West is starting to get comparable with what we're doing out in the East?
I think so. We're definitely starting to see a little bit of a turn. Girls, like I said earlier, it's flipped right now. The last couple of years, the West has been the powerhouse, which the East held that reign for a long time. And boys tennis, they are still a little – I mean, they're still superior to the West. But we used to go into a state tournament thinking we're going to have 4 West teams on the consolation side, and that's no longer the case.
Right.
We look at the draw, and there's 2 or 3 West teams that have a legit shot to get out of that first round. Whether we will or not, that's a whole other story. But,
right.
But we're competitive. We're competitive, and that's why you play the game, to give yourself a chance, and we've reached that stage where we can compete with them.
All right, 3 days, 3 matches tomorrow. I wish you the best of luck. Put on an extra sweatshirt tomorrow morning, okay?
I'll even find the jacket.
All right. Hey, Scott, good luck tomorrow. Thank you very much, and thank you for what you do for tennis here in the Magic City.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Scott DeLorme, the head boys and girls tennis coach at Minot High again. They'll open up the state tennis tournament tomorrow, 11 o'clock at Hammond Park against Fargo Davies, looking to win their first state title since 1988. We'll come back. We'll talk soccer. We had a chance to talk to Chad Oswald, one of the coaches from Minot High. We'll do that when we come back on the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Ackerman Esvold, your neighbors, friends, and family who are working for you. The local team with local availability and accountability. For all of your engineering, architecture, environmental, transportation, and land development needs, your project can rely on Ackerman Esvold. Find them online at ackermanesvold.com. When you start your project, talk with Ackerman Surveying and Associates. Our experienced surveying team guides you in the right direction with planning, platting, and lot and boundary surveys. The trusted name in land surveying, the trusted name in architecture and engineering is Ackerman Surveying and Ackerman Esvold. Find them at ackermanesvold.com.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
We should do that. Welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Remember the Spicy Pie, October pizza of the month. You just winging it. Simple, 3 simple ingredients. You can have the boneless chicken wings, mozzarella cheese, and then any sauce of your choice. Again, we're here each and every Wednesday night here at the Spicy Pie, and we will be through the month of March. Excluding a couple, 2, 3 in there for holidays and tournaments and that sort of thing. But, boy, we want to say thank you to Lexi and Jeff and all of those that here at the Spicy Pie for putting up with us on Wednesday nights and taking care of us and getting it done for us as we do it. Again, we still have Mike Aldrich, the head football coach at Minot State, and Lane Fleur from West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn. They have a big region game coming up. later this week on Friday night. But right now we had a chance. The Minot High soccer team, the boys soccer team, on their way to West Fargo to play in the state soccer tournament. They will battle Grand Forks Red River tomorrow, a team they beat earlier in the year 2-1 at 4:30. First round pairings at noon tomorrow. Davies against Century at 2:15. Legacy against Shanley. 4:30, Minot High and Red River. 6:45, West Fargo, Bismarck High. Again, we had a chance to talk to Chad Oswald, one of the co-coaches for Minot High yesterday. And here's what he had to tell us about the state soccer tournament. Well, back here on the Scotty K Show, joining me now is the co-head coach of the Minot High Magician soccer team. That is Chad Oswald. And Chad, again, congratulations. Another trip to the state tournament. You got to be excited about that.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's a big honor, go back-to-back WDA champions. Now it's time to go win state.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the mindset of your team going in. Last year you went in as the number 1 seed, got beat in the first round, and ended up not placing. Is this something that's been on the mind of these kids? Because I know you have a lot of kids back from last year. Is that on their minds going in?
Oh, absolutely. I think it's on the minds every year. When you get into a tournament like this postseason, it really changes mindsets of all the teams. Everyone's coming to win. You're changing everything during the week for training. So absolutely. It's definitely going to be a gut-wrenching weekend for us.
Let's talk about Grand Forks Red River, your first round opponent. You played them earlier in the year. You won 2-1. Do you put a lot of stock in that?
Absolutely. You go back, you look at film, just kind of see what they did well, what they didn't do well, see what we did well, and same on the other side, what we didn't do, so that we can try to get a matchup for them.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about the run that you've had. You always want to be playing your best soccer, football, whatever sport it is at the end of the year. You're on an 8-game winning streak, and you've knocked off a Legacy a couple of times in the last 2 weeks. Boy, you got to be feeling really good about where your team is going into the state tournament.
Oh, absolutely. An 8-game winning streak. All these boys are stepping up. Our defense is stellar right now. All season coming into this, we've only allowed 7 goals on the season. JJ with 9 shutouts, 6-7 guys on the scoring board. Braden Oswald with 19 goals overall with assists. So yeah, we're definitely on a good roll right now.
Hey, you brought up Braden. He leads your team with 19 points, goals and assists. But after that, you're a pretty balanced team, aren't you?
Absolutely. We definitely have good up front guys, Manasseh and also Ian Hagerott, along with Tripp and Dylan Heldy. I mean, we definitely, all the way through our team, we have a lot of stellar guys.
Braden, let's talk about it. You guys don't play a lot of teams from the East during the regular season, but I think you kind of follow it too. Davies comes in as the number 1 seed over there. Maybe in that top bracket, is that a team you're looking at?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people don't know, but, I know a lot of those kids from the Davies. I've actually coached them years past. Braden actually plays with them for regionals and a couple other tournaments. So I've actually got to coach and actually see a lot of those kids play in the past.
Unfortunate thing happening with West Fargo Cheyenne not being able to participate in the state tournament because of an ineligible player, and I understand it was not done. It was something that they didn't discover until the end of the year. But does that change the mindset of anybody going in? Because Shanley's got to be a pretty good soccer team as well.
No, I don't think it's going to change anything for anyone. I think all those East teams are well. I mean, they're all very good teams. Davies being that top team and probably sticking out more than the rest. But I would say 2nd through 4th coming in, they're all pretty close teams.
Hey, let's talk about it. What are keys going into this soccer tournament?
Keys are, if you look back at a lot of our stats, we have to put that ball in the net. With this group here, we started off kind of early in the season, not being able to put that ball in the net. So it was kind of tough, at the beginning. Going now, key moments would probably be getting that ball in the net and keeping our defense and the rest of the guys calm down and ready to play.
That first game always, I don't care, it's year out, you can go to the state tournament, but year in, year out, it's a whole different year. Boy, to get that first game under your belt tomorrow, would you rather be playing at noon tomorrow instead of 4:30?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think there's going to be much sleep for a lot of us coaches here until that game happens, just due to the fact that, every game is hard. get that first one under your belt, get a win hopefully, and go from there. So I think it's going to be a little change for us.
I know it takes 3 to win the state title, but you got to take them one at a time, don't you?
Absolutely. You definitely can't plan for the next one till the first one's over.
Hey, good luck, safe trips to West Fargo, and hopefully you're bringing home a state championship trophy on Saturday.
All right, thank you very much, Scott. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Chaz Oswalt, the head or the co-head coach of the Minot High boys soccer team. Again, they will compete for a state title this week in West Fargo. Again, quarterfinals tomorrow at noon. It's Fargo Davies, the number 1 seed from the east against Bismarck Century. Then a 2:15 game will have Bismarck Legacy, the number 2 seed from the west against Fargo Shanley. At 4:30, the top seed from the west for the second straight year, Minot High against Grand Forks Red River. And then the final game tomorrow night about 6:45. We'll have West Fargo and Bismarck High consolation and semifinals on Friday. And then the 5th, 3rd, and championship game will come your way on Saturday. So we've got state tennis we've talked about state soccer, we've got lots of playoff football coming up. Again, we will have 2 games here in the PSP network coming up this weekend. On Friday, Nick Kohlberg will have the call of the Bismarck High Minot High game from Magic City, or from Dwayne Carlson Stadium. I'll be out in Velva as the Aggies will try to wrap up the top seed in the West. In Region 3, as they play host to a very, very good Bishop Ryan team tomorrow. And that's been a rivalry that's been around for a while. Hey, we're going to talk Beaver football when we come back. Michael Aldrich is going to join me. We will talk about their game last week, their upcoming schedule, and all of that when we return on the the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie.
Spicy Pie needs to be your only stop for the best in pizza, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. They offer several specials throughout the week, including their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for just $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out. If you're looking for a place to watch your favorite sports team, Spicy Pie is the place with lots of TVs to watch the game. Dine in or carry out, and kid-friendly, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community first.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus Plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.
In southwestern and south central North Dakota, on any given day at any given moment, a Dakota Community Bank and Trust customer is logging in or signing on to do their online or mobile banking. We believe that community banking can blend both the past with down-home customer service in-house and the future with modern banking conveniences and technology for our customers anywhere, like here or here, all while honoring our long-standing tradition of community first-oriented banking here at Dakota Community Bank and Trust.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Again, thanks to Spicy Pie, the October pizza of the month. They're calling it Just Winging It. You can have, let's see, what do they tell me that is on that pizza? Let's, boneless chicken wings, mozzarella cheese, and then you choose any sauce that you want on there. I see that Minot High basketball coach Dean Winchesky just left out of here with a big pizza. He didn't leave us any. I don't understand it. But with me now is Mike Aldrich, the head coach of the Minot State University Beaver football team, and we're going to talk a little bit Beaver football. We're going to talk a little 22 Beaver football here in a bit, but we just received an announcement, and Mike, I'm going to let you do the honors. I'll tell you what. This is great news. One of your former offensive linemen who did have an opportunity earlier this year in training camp with the Denver Broncos did not make the team. But Sebastian Gutierrez is back in the NFL.
Yeah, it's a pretty good story. You know, Sebastian was with the Broncos all through training camp, made it to the last cuts, had phenomenal film. He really did well. I was surprised that the Broncos let him go, but when they did, you know, they told him that they needed to win now with the Russell Wilson signing. So they wanted to find a more seasoned veteran for that offensive tackle position. As much as they like Sebastian, they knew that he was going to be probably a couple-year project before he could take meaningful reps in the league. So after that point, he's been kind of bouncing around on tryouts. I mean, they've been flying him in. He's been with the Raiders, Falcons, Patriots. He was supposed to try out yesterday for the Seahawks, and he was excited about that. And once he used 2 minutes from going out on the field for his workout, and they pulled him back and said, we're not going to be trying you out today. And he was pretty bummed. And he said, why? What did I do wrong? And they said, well, we just got word the Patriots signed you. So he got on a plane and flew out to Boston, and he was practicing with them today.
Wow. Mike, as a head coach of his over the years, how proud are you of a kid that gets this opportunity? And I'm not saying he's going to be a Hall of Famer or win a Super Bowl, but to get this opportunity.
Well, I mean, I'm super proud of him, and he knows that. I talk to him about that all the time. He's a self-made man, and he's taken advantage of all the opportunity that he has. But I'm also really proud of our program. I mean, it's obviously it puts us on the map a little bit, because when the pundits around the country, when they talk NFL football and they see a Division II signing, that always creates a conversation. And you know, if he's lucky enough to get into a game at some point, I think he'd be the second to only Minot State football player to get in an NFL game during the regular season, behind Mr. Hedberg. So it'd be a pretty cool story, and you know, he's just really excited about the opportunity.
You know, and I got to know Sebastian a little bit over his years. He came in here, you recruited him as a tight end, and he ends up being an offensive lineman. But just a classy kid on the field and off the field. And that's the things that I'll remember about Sebastian. It was always Mr. Cattell, you know, and that sort of thing. And he was a talented football player, but he was a better player off the field. And I know as a head football coach, you want to win football games. That's what you're hired to do.
Right.
But to see things like this happen is phenomenal, isn't it?
Yeah, and my true belief is better people make better teammates and make our team that much better. And yes, Sebastian, you're a special football player if you're playing in the NFL, and it doesn't matter if it's practice squad or starter. I
exactly.
mean, you're the best of the best. But to know him personally and know the where he's grown from, to the point now that he signed with a team for the practice squad. He's gonna make some good money. I'm pretty happy for him for that. But yeah, and you know, he was just here last week for the game. He comes down and was it Thursday and Friday, was working with our guys on the sidelines. So he's a very humble guy, and he knows where he's from, and that's what's so awesome about him.
I haven't talked to you for a couple of weeks. We didn't have a show last week. Came off just a frustrating, probably very disappointing loss that you probably look back on now and say we should have won that football game against Southwest Minnesota State. Then you come back next week and you have 2 plays that pretty much turned the game around and made it. And I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Made it a rout in the end just because everything fell apart. But to go 2 weeks ago against Southwest Minnesota State and probably, and I know what you're going to say, Mike, we should have won that football game, to what you have and what we're looking forward to, you're still pretty upbeat about this football program right now.
Yeah, there's
despite the fact that you're beat up.
Yeah, that is the biggest thing. We are definitely beat up. We could use Sebastian right now. Pretty hard to replace an NFL player. But,
right.
Yeah, it was a disappointing loss against Southwest. An overtime loss is always disappointing. But there were some good things to learn from it. And then we went into the Bemidji week, and we weren't as crisp as we should have been in practice, and that was pretty evident. But we got into that game, and I thought our guys really played their butts off. We got down early, and we climbed ourselves back into it to make it 14-7. And then we got a takeaway, got the ball back for our offense inside the 35-yard line going in great field position, and we're knocking on the door to make this a 14-14 game against a team that won a playoff game last year. And we ended up throwing an interception. They get the ball basically at the 20. Defensively, we don't hold. They go down and score. Now it's 21-7. Unfortunately, our offense stalled in the next 2 drives, and their offense literally came on fire, and they scored fast and early, and it's they have some really talented players.
And there's not a lot you can do as a coaching staff at that point.
Well,
I know you tried to.
Yeah, there's some emotions that go through my brain, but yeah, they clicked on the cylinders right when we stopped clicking, and it goes from a 14-7 game about to be 14-14, hopefully, to 35-7 at half. And so at that point, it's more coaching's more psychological than it is physical, because you can say what you want. When that scoreboard starts ringing fast like it did, it gets the guys get down. And so to get to that locker room and get them back up, I thought we came out in the second half and we played hard. And unfortunately, the score was out of hand, but the positives were we got a lot of our younger guys a lot of reps. Our offensive line is beat up as it is. We had a lot of guys that were playing meaningful reps. They were out there for a touchdown towards the end of the game. So there's some good things that we can take from it. But yeah, those first 5 games, man, it was a meat grinder. And so now it's we got to be able to go forward.
All right, and that's why I'm going to go to my next deal. I'm not going to make excuses, and I know, Mike, you don't make excuses. You got to play them all. But the top end of your schedule, you were playing a lot of good football teams. And I'm not saying you're not playing quality teams down the road. But you got teams on your schedule in the next 6 weeks that you can win those games.
Well, I mean, I think definitely we match up better. And that's not to pull any punches, but that's true. So there aren't any easy teams on that schedule.
No.
And especially where we are, we can't sit and go, oh, there's a win. I mean, we gotta scratch and claw our ways to make them happen. And Moorhead's, they've been in every game. They're struggling on the win-loss record. They got the Florence kid from Velva. He had 16 catches last week. So everybody's going to give us fits, and we got to make sure we can give everybody else fits and try to get ourselves into a game.
And the biggest thing is, and I know you're a coach, I've been around you long enough, Mike, that you're not going to make excuses. But you got a beat-up football team right now. I was listening to the game, and I didn't get a chance to go last week because I had a sick child or a sick grandkid and stuff, and so we just watched it. And I was listening to the guys, and they're talking. We're down to 4 and 5 on our depth chart out in the offensive line. You've just been beat up on the offensive line, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, I was kind of hoping that this season was going to be the flip of Murphy's Law. Last year we had 24 season-ending injuries, and so we kind of felt like we got to be due to be as healthy as ever. And it
didn't happen, did it?
No. Right now, I think we're at 6 season-ending injuries already
Wow.
through 5 games, and so it's tough, and we're definitely challenged. But again, it gives opportunities for some guys that maybe we didn't want to think they were going to be ready yet. But you
got to throw them in the fire.
All we got is all we need. So,
hey, talk a little bit about your running back, because we talked about it 2 weeks ago. Ollie hasn't been 100%. I don't think I watched him last week. I don't think he's 100% right now, but he's the type of kid that you as a coach cannot keep out of the lineup. He's going to want to play.
Yeah, well, and with the injuries that we have in our offensive line, that's the guy. He and Dawson, our quarterback, are the two I feel the worst for. When you have the best running back in the league, but you're playing offensive linemen that aren't ready, and they're going against really good defensive linemen. We just can't get that run game going. And we had some hits that were good against Bemidji. But it's our DNA has been to hang our hat on our run game and Ollie specifically in the last 2 seasons, and we just haven't been able to get that going right now. And so I feel bad for him, but he's got to be able to produce in every which way we can, and he's a solid captain and a solid leader and keeping the guys up. And
Mike, I got to ask you this question, and again, I've been around you long enough. I did games for you for 2-3 years, and we stayed in contact. It's got to be frustrating for you to get done with a game like last week, and then you're sitting there and you're going, what do I do next? What do I do next? How do you, and I know you're a family man, you got family, you got a wife at home and some kids and that sort of thing. It's great to go home to them. But sometimes you just got to, what the heck is going on, and what can I do to get it changed?
Well, I mean, it's when you're a coach, that's part of the gig, right?
Yep.
And so it's not always going to be rose petals and dandelions. It's going to be a lot of weeds and bad weather, and we got to be able to get through it. And for me, it's really hard to ever get me down. More importantly, though, is trying to keep our guys up. They're 18 to 22 years old. They all want to win. Our society of those kids nowadays, it's instant gratification, and if it's not there, they're looking someplace else. So how do you get them to buy in and trust the process? And when you're going through a stretch of games that are tough, and we're probably outmatched in some of those games, how do you get them to keep slugging and keep believing and keep doing what you're asking them to do? And that's the best part about our program, is that all those kids are phenomenal people. They'll do everything that you ask. We just need now to stay healthy, so the ones that we're asking are just as good as the guys across the field and have a lot of experience.
Well, okay, you get Moorhead, and they've been up and down a little bit. Northern, you've got Mary up down the road, Upper Iowa, Concordia St. There's a lot of football still left to be played. A lot of people say, oh, they're 0-5. Shit. Year's over. No, you got a lot of football play, 6 more games.
Yeah. I mean, it would be great to be able to space out the gauntlet that we just went through and space it out through the course of the season, so you have a chance to maybe up and down, or maybe figure out how to gain some confidence, things like that. But that's not the way our schedule works.
That's not the mantra.
No. So for us, it's I think it fits kind of our personality and our community too. I mean, if you live here in Minot, you got to be a tough person, and that's the biggest thing we try to push through our guys is toughness and grit. And so we get to live it. It's great.
All right, hey, at Moorhead and then homecoming next week. That'll be kind of fun. Mike, I'll have you back next week. Go get a win in Moorhead.
Well, we are going to definitely be working for that.
All right, thanks, Mike. Yep. And again, congratulations to you. Congratulations to Sebastian. Maybe down the road I'll get a chance to have a conversation with him.
All right, sounds good.
All right, that's Mike Aldrich, the head coach of the Minot State University football team. When we come back, we're going to talk a little Class B 9-man football. Lane Fleur and the West Hope Newburgh Sioux, Glenburn Sioux, have a big one coming up for a region title coming up Friday night. We'll talk to him when we come back on the Scotty K Show.
Spicy Pie, a great place to take the family out for lunch or dinner. Spicy Pie is much more than jumbo pizza slices. They offer a wide variety of menu items, including grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbreads, and even desserts. And remember, you can try any of your favorite toppings on a gluten-friendly 10-inch crust. Dine in or carry out. A new pizza creation added to the menu every month. Bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
BNC has been here for over 25 years.
We're still a community bank that's there for you.
When you come in with your business plan, your vision, your idea, we can make it a reality.
I love seeing projects come alive for our clients.
We're real people helping real people.
We know you, and we're always happy to see you.
We build relationships. You're part of the BNC family.
We are part of the community.
It's what we're built on.
Yours truly, BNC.
If your eyes could talk, they'd tell you life is better with LASIK. No more reaching for your glasses. No more dry eye from overwearing your contact lenses. Right now, Bismarck LASIK is offering free consultations for LASIK procedures. Break free from the daily hassles and expenses of glasses and contacts. Life is clearly better. Book your free consultation today with Bismarck LASIK and see the difference. Call 2.
Looking for a great place to take the family? Choose Spicy Pie. They offer a wide variety of menu items the whole family can enjoy, including jumbo slices, 18-inch pies, grinders, wings, tacos, salads, flatbread, and even desserts. Join them for Taco Thursday with discounts on all Mexican items, including $1.50 tacos. Enjoy their Epic 14 football season special. Get any one topping 18-inch pie for only $14 with promo code EPIC14. Dine in or carry out, bringing New York-style pizza to the North Dakota Prairie. Spicy Pie, 1100 North Broadway in Beaver Ridge on Minot's North Hill.
Well, welcome back here to the Scotty K Show live from the Spicy Pie. Again, thank you to the Spicy Pie, Lexi and Jeff and all those guys. Let me hang out here every Wednesday night. If you get a chance, stop on out. We'll be here every Wednesday night from now until the end of March, talking high school and college athletics. We'll talk about the October Pizza of the Month right now. They're calling it Just Winging It. It's got 3 simple ingredients: boneless chicken wings, mozzarella cheese, and any sauce of your choosing. Come in and try that. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm a good friend of Jeff Singer, who is involved with Spicy Pie. I think he lays in bed at night trying to figure out what can I do for the next pizza of the month. I don't know, Jeff. You never asked me what I think, so it doesn't make any difference. Hey, anyway, thanks for joining us again. That's the Pizza of the Month. Remember, they got all kinds of new brand new TVs at the Pie. Great place to watch the games. You want to watch Minot State. You want to watch the Bison, the Sioux. Oh, they're not the Sioux. They're the Fighting Hawks. You can do that. But joining me now is the head coach of the West Hope. God, that's a great segue right there. The West Hope Newburgh Glenburn Sioux football team. Lane Fleur joins me. Lane, thanks for joining me tonight. I know it's been a long day, and you got another long day tomorrow. You got a long Friday coming up, but thanks for joining us to talk a little football.
No problem. It's always a pleasure to be on the show.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about it. You've already clinched the playoff berth out of Region 7 in the 9-man. The first question I want to ask you before we talk about Friday night's game against St. John for the region championship, you're a guy that's done 11-man football. You played 11-man football. You're a Stanley kid. You go to 9-man this year, and you and I have talked about this. What's the difference of coaching 9-man football compared to 11-man football?
Well, it's just the space that's on the field. And, the players eligible. We have the same amount of people that can touch football as you do in 11-man. You're just basically losing the 2 tackles, which defensively that makes it tough for you. Let alone the space you have to cover. You're always going to be either gap short or a man short, and so it just makes things difficult. I mean, that's why you see the scores a little higher in 9-man games than 11-man games, because because you're playing in the same size field and you got less people. Yep, but both of them come down to athletes, and in the 9-man, if you have a really fast guy or a guy that can make people miss, you have a pretty big advantage.
All right, let's talk about your football team. You've got a couple of kids, and I shouldn't just say a couple of kids because I think you've got a good core of kids. But I look at the Broughton kid at quarterback, and you got a pretty good running back. You put some numbers on the board. Hey, I tell you what, you've had a heck of a year, and you still got a lot to play for, don't you?
It's going to be fun here down the stretch. It's been a while here since we've been able to play in big games, and our boys are ready. They've put in the work in the off season, doing camps, lifting, and all that stuff. You mentioned Walker and then Easton Andel at the running back. That's a heck of a 1-2 punch we have back there that can do a lot of different things, and they're a fun group to watch, and hopefully here we can keep rolling here for the next month and a half.
And Lane, I got to ask you this question because it's a co-op. It's a West Hope, Newburgh, Glenburn. I know you've had connections with them all over the years. But you talk about a Walker Broughton, a West Hope kid. You talk about an Andel kid who's a Glenburn kid.
Yep.
It's so neat for me as a broadcaster as I get older, and because it was Glenburn against West Hope, it was Newburgh against Glenburn, to see these kids be able to coexist together and have some chemistry as teammates. But then in basketball, they're going to play against each other.
That basketball game is always kind of a weird one, because it's always our first game too. So it's early. They were teammates a month before that, and now they're battling on the hardwood. But, if you came to a football practice, come to a game, you see these kids interact with each other, you would never know that they're from different schools. And that's a testament to what type of kids they are. That's a testament to what kind of parents are in these communities. And, it just is it's a lot of fun. And you get to see them in a kind of a different light. We get to watch them walk down the hallways in their individual school. But they're the same kid no matter who they're with. And just a great group to coach.
And we're going to talk about your game on Friday night, which is a big game. But the other question I want to ask is, you were at West Hope, Newburgh. Now you're at Glenburn as an administrator, that sort of thing. For you, it's got to be kind of neat to sit back and watch the kids. Not so much what they do on the field, but how they interact with each other off the field.
It's a special group. You even look at the girls that don't co-op in anything, they're pretty close. And, being on both sides of it now, you get the community dynamics and everything with it. It's cool to see. It's cool. It just comes back to what kind of great kids we have. And, we have a lot of good ones up there, and it's just fun.
All right, let's talk about Friday night, St. John. You guys are playing. Both of you have already made the playoffs. Both of you, one of you is going to get a number 1 seed where you don't have to play the first round. The other one's going to get a home game. Let me know a little bit about the Woodchucks. I love that nickname.
It's one of the coolest mascots in the state, I would say. They're a triple option team. They do a lot of fullback dive, a lot of option, the typical option. They're grounded out. They're going to try to just march down the field on you. Their quarterback is an exceptional athlete, and their wide receiver they have on the perimeter is an exceptional athlete. So those are the two guys they try to get the ball to, and then you got their fullback and running back that will probably touch the ball 20, 25 times combined throughout the game. So they have athletes out there, and it's going to be a difficult challenge to contain it.
And it's no secret we have to stop.
Yeah, no, their quarterback's their dude, and he likes to have the ball in his hands, and that's something that we have to get a better job. Offensively, we look at our papers. Offensively, we're putting up a lot of points. We're doing a lot of things. It's the defensive side of the ball where we need to contain some of these good teams and not let them score every possession. And I think our boys have grown in the last month here. We've really gotten a lot better. And we're kind of excited to show it on Friday night.
Well, what I'm saying is you say they got a couple dudes. You got a couple dudes too, don't you?
Yeah, we talked about it a little bit earlier.
I know.
With Walker and Easton, that's a heck of a 1-2 punch. They're both exceptional athletes. They're both going to play. I mean, Easton will play at a college football somewhere. Walker will play football or basketball or baseball somewhere,
Or
whatever he wants to do. You know, so, you know, Walker being a sophomore, Easton being a senior, it's fun to see those two really use each other, you know, where nobody can really key on one of them. And if they do key on one of them, the other one is ready to have a big one. So.
Okay, and I want to ask a question. Easton's the senior, Walker's the sophomore, but Walker's been around for a while.
Yep.
So I don't really regard him as a sophomore.
No, Walker's one of those
But to
guys.
watch your younger kids sit and watch what
Yep.
these kids do every day, they're just not going through the motions of practice. They're
Yep.
out there busting their butts.
Yep, you know, we have 3 seniors on the team. I mean, so we're not old by any means. You know, we start 6 sophomores on both sides of the ball. So, you know, these kids that now have played in a lot of big games, and the kids that are playing now as sophomores, most of them started last year as freshmen. So, you know, they played in some big games. You know, you think about last year, they played in the Ryan game, they played in the Ned Rose game that came right down to the end. They played in the Divide game now. I mean, we're battle-tested now. These kids are sophomores on paper, but they have played a lot of downs for us, a lot of meaningful downs, and they're starting to get it, and that's it's fun to watch.
West Hope on Friday?
Yep, we're in West Hope.
7 o'clock start?
Yep, 7 o'clock. It's West Hope's homecoming and the last game of the year. And, I mean, you can't really draw it any better. They play for the region title at the last game of the year with the opponent that you're battling with. So
You bet. Hey, do have to ask you one other question because you've been around coaching a long time, Lane, and you know, I talked to Coach Aldrich about Sebastian Gutierrez getting to sign a practice squad contract with the New England Patriots today. You've had some kids that went on and played some college football, and I follow her on, and so I know how he's doing. But, hey, the Hines kid gets a start at Jamestown or at University of Jamestown the other day. I'm so excited for the kid.
That's pretty special. I mean, he's well, that's where I went to college. I played there for the Jimmies, and
you were a Jimmy. I forgot about that.
So he's my first kid that has gone to Jamestown, and you know he
must not have listened to you when you were giving him the recruiting. No, but anyway.
But Brian,
what I'm saying, it's a feather in your cap.
Oh yeah, Brian,
just like it's a feather in Coach Aldridge's cap.
You know, he's there, and you know, he's gotten some opportunities, had some injuries in front of him, and he's made the most of them. And right now, you know, he's at the limit of playing, whether or not he redshirts or not. So they're kind of waiting to see what kind of goes forward here. You know, but he's doing a great job. I've talked to Coach Mistro down there. They absolutely love him. I mean, he's a high-energy kid. He's with a high motor.
And you got some other kids that are going to be there someday down the road.
Yep. And then, you know, we got a couple of Dylan McDonald's at South Dakota Tech right now.
You know, and I don't mean to, but I just kind of follow Dylan a little bit, or Devin a little bit more than I do the other kids.
Yep. Well, he's in North Dakota, so it's a little bit easier. And I mean, who doesn't like the Jimmies anyway? So, but to throw that out there, but no, it's a lot of fun, and you know, as coaches, we try to do things the right way. We try to give these kids opportunities to further their career if they choose to, and you know, I think it's a great. I mean, I might be a little biased, but playing a college sport is it's a different animal, and it's a brotherhood that you just can't really mimic, and so it's great for these kids to be able to experience that.
7 o'clock in West Hope, homecoming. Get on out there and cheer on the Sioux to a big win over the Woodchucks.
Yep. Thanks, Scott.
Hey, thanks a lot, Lane, and we'll talk down the road.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thank you.
That will end our show for tonight. We went a little bit long, but it was a lot of fun. We talked about a lot of things tonight, and I appreciate you joining us tonight here on the Scotty K Show, live from the Spicy Pie. Thanks to Lexi, thanks to Jeff, and thanks to all of you for joining us. We'll talk to you again next week.
What you're witnessing actually happens. This is a sad story about bad math.
Bad math?
Does your online company include mounting?
You can't beat the online pricing.
When you add the mounting, the shipping, and all the extras, it's just simple math. We guarantee the lowest prices. Our Plus Plan is simply better, a less expensive way to buy tires. Thinking tires? Think Tires Plus.